Hi guys, I'm Kate Ferdinand and this is Blended, the podcast where we talk about the highs, the lows and everything in between in regards to a blended family. If you've watched for a while, you know that I've got two regular co-hosts, Priscilla and Natalie. But today, my amazing husband, Rio, is back.
Where's my camera? Just so I know. That one, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's back.
I'm back there.
We've also got Ronnie, the dog. Ronnie, say hello, who's joined us for today. Cilla and Rio are in matching outfits and no one gave me the memo.
That's for the cool people in the room.
Is it?
It's summer, you know, and you're both wearing roll necks.
I know, it's a bit chilly outside today, I've got to be honest.
It's cold.
Okay. How are you both anyway?
I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yep.
Good. See it, baby now? How long you got left?
Forever. Or 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah.
That's a long
She's
3
looking
months.
good though. Do you not think?
Yeah, I said that on the way in when I walked in.
You told her she looked good?
No, he said I can see the bump.
That's in my eyes, that's like looking good. That's a compliment.
He said I can see it now.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Because it's awkward for women when they're pregnant, it's not really prominent, isn't it?
No.
When it's like you just look a bit...
Yeah, someone goes, oh,
Yeah,
oh,
you're just looking a bit wide.
chubby,
Yeah.
Yeah, and a man goes like, I don't know if to say like, are you pregnant or not? Is that in
yeah.
between? But you're pregnant.
Yeah, I am.
She's officially pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can acknowledge it now.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we've got a dilemma today.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm writing in as a sister looking for some guidance. My brother is raising his two daughters, who are 4 and 8, completely on his own. He and his ex split 2 years ago. She was struggling with some personal issues and, to her credit, recognised it and it wasn't healthy for the kids. She was a great mum, but now she doesn't see them often. He's doing an amazing job, but I can tell it's a lot. He started going on the odd date here and there, but I don't think he lets himself think about his own needs. What can I do to support him better? And how can I encourage him to take care of himself and not feel guilty for still being a man with a life, not just a parent? This is good because you were solo parenting for a period of time, weren't you?
Yeah. It's a hard one. You know, the thing is, I had someone call me the other day about this who's in the same situation that I was in, where I had 3 kids on my own. And he's like navigating the first, I think it's like within the first 6 months, and he's not really sure what's going on, what to do. And I was just trying to help him understand where he's at and the next steps. And it is the first thing you do as a dad or probably a single parent is go like protective mode for the kids. And you just like, whatever you do is just about them. So my main thing was, once I got to the stage where I was going to start thinking about myself, I didn't want any of my actions to impact them. That was the main massive thing to me. I didn't want anything I'd done, whether was I being out and away for too long, that's impacting them. Was I making them stay with people that maybe they weren't sure about? That's a massive impact on them. When I was going out, could anything I do outside come back into the house? That was like a massive no-no, because I wasn't ready and nor was they. So yeah, that was the main thing. And it's crazy because it wasn't really till I met you. And I don't know how many, what's that? Was it 18 months? Something like that. When I met you, I don't know, man. It's just like, I wasn't on the lookout to meet no one. And I think a lot of people get in this position where a man's instinct is to have a partner, and that's human nature. But you're really, really kind of being dictated to by the situation that you're in, your children's emotions and feelings, external people in your family and friends network, worrying about what they're going to say. And I just think you've got to be very, 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 very selfish at that point. To a point where not where it can hinder and hurt your kids. As long as they're going to be protected, it's going to be, and you're going to work it around them. But anyone else outside that, don't worry about their opinion.
But what are you protecting them from? Like what is
Protecting who, your kids?
Yeah, like what is?
So if I meet someone, because a lot of men are going like,
So
I want to meet
dating.
somebody. Yeah, you want to go on a date, that first date. Yeah, it's a really, really difficult situation because the timing is questioned immediately.
Yeah.
What would the person who's not there now think? What was their opinion on this? What's your kids' reaction going to be? How old are your kids? Are they emotionally ready to take care of this baggage that comes? And is the person, most importantly, the right person to come in? And again, I just think you can't, like, as soon as I met Kate, I kind of knew she was right for me, then it takes a bit of time. Is she going to be right for the kids? Then you get to that point, yes, she is right. Let's try and work out how I integrate Kate or the new person into the family with the kids. I'm just saying, forget everybody else, because that just muddies the waters, because everybody else has got an opinion, but their opinion doesn't really matter because it's inside your house. It's your four walls where stuff's going down.
Yeah, but say prior to me,
Yeah.
like when you decide to just have a bit more freedom and you're going out and things like that, even that seems like he's not doing that. He's not living just his life. I think
I've gone further than that.
Mate, you've gone straight to when I met you, but there was a stage in the middle where
there was a transition.
There was a transition where you'd probably gone from solo parenting, that being the focus every day, to then thinking, do you know what, I'm going to go out tonight.
Yeah.
I might meet, I might go on a date. I might do certain other things.
Did you feel guilty? Did you feel?
I think it's very natural to feel guilty. I don't think I ever really went out anywhere. I swear, even just going work, there's massive guilt. Just going to work, you're thinking, I can't leave these 3 babies. I can't leave them. Like, the fact they're going to school is a definite 100% bonus, because you can do stuff in between there and really not feel that guilty. But then it was more like when they come home. Like, and I really tried to make a conscious effort of being there, but then sometimes work did actually make me have to be out of the house. And it's like, it's a really big tug of war with yourself. But I think you have to be you have to take care of yourself. You have to... The kids are more, everyone's always said this, isn't it? The kids are more resilient than you actually think.
Yeah.
And you sit there and you think to yourself,
But are they? I hate that phrase sometimes,
I think they are, though.
But they are, though.
They are, but they haven't got a choice but to be. It's not that they've got a choice.
No one does, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you just put them in cotton wool and just really make them always feel secure and always just trying to paint the perfect scenario for them, that's not good for them in the long run. So you being out of the house and not being there at moments, and they are questioning it, but they know you're coming back, it actually is good for them, I think, in time. But in the moment, I think it's hard to believe that and to really go like, okay, that's the situation, because your instincts are to feel guilty. Do you know what I mean? But going out on dates, I think, are even good for you when you're in this position, in this transition, because whether it's the right person or not, it's a bit of you time, and your headspace is not about being the dad and being protective and trying to, like you say, cotton wool those next steps for the kids and make everything perfect. You're just you're kind of coming away from that, and actually just like the relief, I swear to you, I don't know, I used to feel so much like going out with my mates, or if you did go on a date, is like, because your head's really heavy, man. It's really heavy. You're worrying a lot. It's just pure worry all the time, constantly worrying. Seeing your kids look out of a window and thinking, what the hell are they thinking? And it just breaks you.
So what did self-care look like for you? Like, how did you care for yourself? Because, like, obviously I can only speak from a woman's, like, perspective. And, like, mums have guilt about, like, taking time for themselves and, like, looking after themselves, or taking a break, if you can even call it that. But we also have like rituals and like things that we like to do that we might indulge in that might even sound a bit feminine when you think about it. But like what does a man do?
Like what?
I don't know. Like, I don't want to sound like overly girly, but there's some people that like to go to the spa and just, unwind the entire, be pampered.
Get
but
your
obviously
nails done,
there are some women that will go on a hike.
Yeah.
Or, prepare for a marathon, whatever. It's just something for them to focus on.
Yeah.
What does that look like for a man?
Just having a man's link up. Just going and linking up with you're watching a game of football. Like going to the pub, like just chilling. Like going to the cafe, because you get to just talk. And a lot of those conversations that I had around them moments did end up quite emotional. I was in tears at times.
But with other guys.
Yeah. And I think that's a big thing. I swear to you that one of the most kind of freeing emotions is being able to cry. Because I think I can't stress how light you feel when you finished. Because we all block up and build up all of this stress and worries and concerns and responsibilities, and all of these things are heavy baggage that you have in all situations in a man's life. But we never have a release. And...
This is one of our debates, isn't it? About letting the children cry and not telling them. Should we go into it?
Go on,
And, we're there already. I was trying to, let him have his moment. But,
Was you?
I've been very quiet over here. Just like you say that, men, we just hold it all in. We don't cry. And when we do, it feels so good because we don't cry. But then why do men always say to kids, I'm generalising here, but a lot, you maybe, why do you say to kids, stop crying? Why are you crying? I think hearing that over years and years and years and years, starting
Trains
at 2,
you to stop crying.
trains you to think, oh my God, stop crying, I'm not meant to be crying. Like, I don't see crying as a negative thing. I see it as, this is what I was trying to explain to the kids, it's a release. You don't have to say, sorry,
it's
I'm
just
crying.
noise though, isn't it, when they're young? It's noise.
I know, but then what you're...
It's just noise I don't want to hear.
then what you're doing is you're subconsciously drilling it into them that it's not okay to cry and you should stop crying. It's not a good thing.
Because it is an expression.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have no words, so
And
you
you
just
do cry. And you're now the man that for the years since everything you've been through, you talk about how much of a release you encourage men to cry. But then...
okay, can I just add context to that, yeah? Because I am somebody who says that men should be emotional, given what I've been through and the experiences that I've had, and I think that's definitely right. At the same time, I am someone that says to my kids, especially my young boys, what are you crying for? You've got nothing to cry for. But I've learned, that's all I've been told as a kid. My dad always said to me, if I was in trouble or something, I started crying, he said, have I given you something to cry for yet? What are you crying for? Stop crying. But my point is, on the other hand, to balance that out, I do tell the boys, especially also all the kids, it's okay to cry. It's okay to be emotional. But at the times when I see them and thinking, why are you crying? Because you can't get something.
Okay.
Why are you crying? That's when I say it. I don't
depends
say
on the
it.
situation.
Yeah, it's all about the situation. I don't say if there's a situation where there's, well, I'd like to think
they're opening up and
they're opening up and stuff where I shut them down. That's absolutely like, you do your thing, be open, cry. I'm here to cuddle you if you want. Kate's there. But if it's something like you want to go into that cupboard and get a packet of crisps or chocolate or a bit of fruit, and I'm saying no, and you're crying, I can't deal with that.
But like for a young child, it's more like expressing an emotion.
Yeah.
They don't...
Because it's big to them.
They can't articulate what they're going through in their mind. And they're like,
They can't
for a 2,
rationalise
3,
it
4,
either.
5, 6-year-old, the biggest thing in their day is going to the thing and getting
I want it.
But I want it.
Yeah.
They don't know. They haven't got enough experience to have a broader set of emotions, and their day is quite small and they do the same thing every single day. So it's quite a big thing to them.
But can no not be a sentence sometimes?
No
Yeah.
is enough, but not... I don't agree with like not letting the children express how they feel in whatever
About
way
the
it is.
no.
About the no.
So if they're crying, if they're crying, I want that, and you go, what are you crying for? Stop crying. You're not getting the apple. Go and do something else. What's wrong with that?
No, I think it's like...
because you're policing it, right? I mean, for me, like when my children cry and I feel like it's unnecessary, that's my adult brain. But I will say, like, you can cry if you want to. Completely understand if you need to release. It's good for you, but no. Do you know what I mean? It's like
That sounds like Nadia, your mate. That's
because
Nadia.
even as an adult, it's like, I had a really bad day at work and my boss reprimanded me for whatever, and I'm crying about it, but it's not going to change the fact that I got reprimanded. It's like, it is what
It's
it
an
is.
expression.
But I'm going to express myself. Like, I don't have to pretend like I'm not upset. I am upset. And it's just like, okay, like, I'll hold space for you to cry.
It sounds amazing. I've got to be honest, it sounds amazing. But I don't know no man that talks like that. And it's just not that we're right.
No, or just like...
But it's just like...
So what does that mean as
I
an
want you
adult?
to...
No, you don't have to say it like, you just say, listen, you can cry as much as you want. It's fine to cry, but you're not having it. You don't have to say it in the way that we're saying it. But I think it's about not shutting down the crying.
Yeah.
Like, you can cry.
Maybe if that, I'm just kind of sometimes, it might be the time of day they've got me and I'm snappy and I'll just go, I've got no time for this crying business. Like maybe, or just the fact that you're crying because you can't get something, I can't get my head around it. I need to work on that maybe.
So if a grown man, like in his 40s, tripped and like really hurt himself and he cried, would you be like, get up? Compared to like a man in his 40s that's crying because he lost a loved one. Is it like justifiable for one man to cry and the other one not?
Unfortunately, yeah, that's how I really see it. It's like if you've just walked over the zebra crossing and you've tripped over,
It hurts.
and you've banged your elbow, and you're crying and there's sobbing. I've got to walk away. I've got to call 999 and walk away. I can't. 999. I've got, or whatever it is, I've got to call.
I mean,
help.
Anyway, from you, fine, because
So-
when your wife broke her arm, you didn't see her as a big deal. So.
I said, move it.
It's
My
what-
mum was hanging off like this.
Okay,
No.
so we can cry at certain times, men can, but not at others. That's fine.
If a 40-year-old woman fell on the ground, I would run to her.
But this is what I see. You know, on these shows like The Jungle or Big Brother. I've always said this to you. When someone's hurts themselves or something's going on, there's something emotionally or whatever, oh my God, are you okay? They've known them 4 days. Oh my God, come here. I am not that guy. I will be over the other side of the room, sitting there, sipping my drink, going, wow, look at this. This is a load of...
Okay, so you don't know a guy, but you've heard a guy's story where you've overheard that he might be crying over something that is relatable to you.
Yeah,
You wouldn't say-
then I would make my way.
Guys.
I'm not the guy who's like, oh my God, oh. There's people just that overdo it, man.
No,
Like,
but you're-
I'd get their time, gather yourself, and I'll come and start talking to you in
Rio
a
is
bit.
for his
Oh, I
friends
just can't.
only.
It's like,
He's for his friends only.
No, it's true. If one of my mates fell over and started crying, I reckon we'd all laugh. Me and my mates. If one of my mates fell over and
cried.
if he cried, falling over, he broke his leg and he was sobbing. One of the funniest things in my group with Man United, yeah, we've got a group. Nani, he don't mind me saying this. He was at Anfield playing against Liverpool one time. He got tackled and he was crying, and he gets ripped. If he says anything, that picture goes in of him crying straight away.
how many years later is this?
This is 15 years ago. And the picture, I know the picture is vivid in my mind right now.
As a
I'll get
man,
it up
I'm not
here.
crying ever then.
Yeah, that's so
'Cause
you're a bit of a
gonna
hypocrite
ridicule me.
No.
because you
I
encourage. You
can't
are
be vulnerable.
Yeah,
It's
I love you,
risky.
babe, but you are a bit of a hypocrite here because you do these talks around up. You know, we've got to let men open up.
No, but
And they're
men-
going
let-
through things.
But
Only
there-
for serious things.
We have to add context always because, like I'm saying, if it's in an emotional setting and where it's about you and it's an internal thing, etc., like that, we're open for it. We're here for it. Sit down. Let's have a coffee. Let's chat. Let's have a beer. Whatever it is, and I'll do what you got to do. If you got to cry, I'm here. I'll support you. It's the other side of it where it becomes like there is that macho element that is just
Tell
just
the
there.
truth, yeah, that's what it is. Men should be strong and courageous unless it's like something devastating and there's no in between.
That doesn't sound good, does it?
But that's exactly what you've said.
That's what you
That's
said.
what you said.
Okay, we've got to work on that then.
Okay, we've gone a bit off tangent. Sorry.
So yeah,
Go
so
on.
what are you saying to this guy then? Like, what are you saying to the sister?
I'm saying she needs to encourage him to go and do his own thing. Offer her services to help when he goes
connect
out.
the kids.
Yeah, like go and collect the kids and you be with them so that when he is out and he's going and doing some stuff for him for a couple of hours in the afternoon or evening, they are not sitting there focusing on where their dad is. Because I think a lot of kids will do that, and that's in that moment. They're vulnerable. They need a really familiar, friendly face who they can trust. The sister must be that. She needs to give him some time, give him 1 or 2 days a week doing that for a period of time. And then he'll start feeling more comfortable and confident. And then just introduce that to the kids. Daddy's going to go out for a little bit. You're going to have to be with so-and-so for a couple of hours after school.
Could you do that? Would that have been easy for you when you were in the thick of it?
I was lucky. I had a nanny who lived with us.
So she's always been there.
So she's always been there. She's like a nan, like a real nan to the kids. So
Explain about her because she's very special, isn't she?
Yeah,
Because she moved
yeah.
down from Manchester.
yeah, so when I lived in Manchester, she was like our housekeeper stroke nanny type thing. And then when Rebecca was coming to the end and it was kind of finalised that she was going to be no longer with us, she made it clear to me and to Sandra that she wanted her to come and live with the kids for that foreseeable future for a period of time, just to help them bed in and to, during that first early stages of her not being here. So the great woman that she is, it was like not even a question for her. She came down and she ended up living with us in them immediate months after. So I
you
always
had
had
her.
someone here. So for instance, if I came home, got the kids, my mum was a massive part of that as well. So my mum was always here getting the kids from school as well and really sharing that responsibility with Sandra. And then, so for instance, I'd come home, my mum would be there normally a lot of the time. Sandra will be there with the kids. It's like our daddy's back. He ain't like, where you been?
Yeah.
That's a big difference. So I had that safety blanket. Having people like that around and really kind of at your disposal all the time just made that the ability for me to step out and go outside the house, do whatever I wanted to do, have my time. I wasn't really looking over my shoulder as much as somebody else might be.
Yeah.
When they're maybe leaving their kids with a stranger or like a babysitter or a member of family that doesn't see the kids a lot, maybe. You really, if you can, have somebody that the kids are really comfortable with.
And when do you think, for example, the children are 4 and 8, so is the right time to say, Daddy is going to go out and date? Because I think we think it's important to communicate with our children what's going on.
Yeah.
How long do you withhold that from them if it's not serious?
Well, Tia, the kids were 4, 6 and 8 when their mum passed away. And it was like 18 months after we started seeing each other, and it probably about another 6 months, maybe 4 months before we spoke to the kids. So almost 2 years.
So in between that, when you are going out and doing whatever you're doing, you're not telling the children?
No. I don't think they unless, why am I telling the kids about if I'm speaking to somebody or anything like that? Because
no, maybe like the idea of it. Like, so how would you feel if Daddy was to like start
that
dating
was late.
again?
Yeah, that was when I met Kate. That's the only time I started talking about that, because it's actually something that could be in the foreseeable future. I can see it, but I do believe there have probably come the time. Even if you haven't met somebody, you probably broach that conversation with the kids after about 18 months, 2 years. But it could be 6 months. Who knows? You should get the kids used to it. I don't think it should be something that's alien to the kids.
What if the kids hate that? Like, no, please don't. Because obviously, I don't know when you guys are going to see this episode, but that This Morning clip with Martin Lewis.
Yeah.
Basically, his parents split up. Did one die?
His mum died.
His mum passed away, right? And then he got a stepmom. I don't know how long after, but he was like, she did everything right, but it meant nothing to him. He just didn't want her there. He didn't want, he was only thinking about his mum and his dad. And even till this day, he appreciates her, he's cool with her, and he can easily say that there was nothing she did wrong, but he's also saying that there was nothing she could have done to make him want her around, which is obviously quite devastating to a lot of stepmoms to hear. But just from Martin Lewis's dad's perspective, I don't know if he knew his son felt that way, but I'm saying, like, what are you saying to your child if they're like, not necessarily like your happiness is not important, because there are some kids that are considerate of their parents and they're like, I want you to be happy. But if they're like, I'm so in my own feelings and my grief, and however you want me to cope, I'm not. I'm not cool with it. Where do you go from there? And I think me and you have said before, like, it's make or break if your kids are down. If they're not down, potentially we're breaking up.
I do think it's important in the way that you introduce this new person into the house. Like we very much were on the basis, we talked a lot before we even broached the idea with the kids. We brought Kate in as a friend first. They started seeing her around at different things, that we're going to friends' houses, etc. So Kate will be there, and Ronnie, the dog, which is a great softener as well. But those moments of familiarity and it's only Kate, soften that next move where you go, right, guys, and you bring that. I just think we were really much about bringing them into the conversation, make them have some ownership over the whole situation. Listen, guys, you remember Kate? Yeah, what with the dog? I think if you do it raw, I've been in a situation in my own family recently where it's done wrong, and I've been part of the ramifications of that and the repercussions. It's hard, you don't really get over it if you do it wrong. If it's done abruptly, without conversations, and done the wrong way. But if people are saying no, the kids are saying no, I don't know, man. I'm just lucky, I'm fortunate we didn't get to that point. But if my kids had said no, we're probably not here right now, because we don't get a chance to get to where we are, where we're like madly in love. Because as soon as the kids say no, we was in love at that time, but it was still early enough to, I think, where you go, But on both sides, you go, the kids ain't accepting me. I can't get into this. It's too much stress. And I'm going, the kids ain't happy. They're going to have to be number one. And I think there's a lot of relationships that would end because of that.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
I don't know how you push on after you've just found someone, you fell in love with them, you two together, and the kids aren't involved in that. And then when they get involved, they're not happy. I don't know how you still move forward together like that, unless you separate it.
It's interesting because I know a stepmom who has been with her person for 6 years and she still hasn't met her potential stepchild.
I was willing to do that for a bit of time at the beginning.
That's mad.
I think you
But
just
that's
want to
'cause you want-
protect everything.
Yeah,
Like, you want to
exactly.
protect your kids. You want to
And
keep
you want to keep your babes.
You want to keep your
Yeah.
you want to keep your babes. You want to protect your kids. You want to have the best of both, really, don't you? But
Hmm.
in an ideal world, and I mean, especially for us, merging together is the best option. Like in regard, even like emotional support for the children.
100%.
Like even now, to think that could have been an option that it wasn't merged, well, it wouldn't have worked. But the children, because their mum isn't here, need.
Can I just say, my children would be far worse off now without me
mother.
meeting Kate, the
Yeah.
mother figure in the house.
Yeah.
Having that female, softer presence in the house.
Yeah,
If I don't have that in this house, my kids, they're lacking something
Yep.
somewhere.
I agree.
100%.
Yep. Because kids need mums and dads. They need it. So how do you feel like maybe Rio's parenting might have changed from being a solo dad to then being a co-parent again? Do you feel like you see like a massive difference, or did you just jump on his train, or did you make a whole new train?
This is a good one because I've been thinking about this a lot recently, especially since I've had Korean Shay. I think when I met you, you had a certain way of parenting. I had a certain level of like standards, would you call it, that come from just my childhood.
Yeah.
But I think it was very much, you did tell me what Rebecca was like in regards to her parenting. And I just kind of fell into that, didn't I? You'd be like, Rebecca's quite firm but fair. She would do this, she would do this, she would do this. And for me, I don't know if this is the right thing. I've only been thinking about it recently. But then I kind of just like adapted in a way that their mum would fit into that.
But why, sorry to interrupt, why did you tell Kate how?
I wanted to know.
Oh.
So I want to
why?
know, because I feel like how have they been brought up? I know, so I've come in, I know nothing about these children. What are they used to with their mum? What kind of, how does she look after them? Like what, if I'm doing something so different, would that be a shock to them because they're not used to that?
Yeah,
Like
I think-
I asked a lot of, you would be surprised the questions that I've asked Rio about everything, because I feel like how can I take on these 3 kids without knowing what their mum was like or how she would deal
But
with
was
certain
it to
situations.
emulate the way things were, or was it out of curiosity?
Well, I think I didn't. This is what I've been thinking about a lot recently. Is like, I think I fell too much into what you told me Rebecca had done, and I've only realised as I've got older and now have my own children that actually some of the things that I may have done back then wouldn't be what I would do
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I wasn't
That's
telling
a
her
slippery
stuff.
slope.
I weren't telling her stuff for her to become a clone.
Mm-hmm.
My whole thing was like, Kate was asking a lot of deep questions and wanted to know everything. But my thing was like, I'm going to give you all that, and I'm giving you free reign to then
Work
put
it
that
out
together
yourself.
and mother these kids the way that you see fit now.
Mm-hmm.
But bear in mind what they're used to. That's
Yeah.
it. And I think if someone comes in who is already a delicate situation and then tries to flip the script and change everything, that's a route to craziness and
Yeah.
problems.
Okay, I understand.
But I didn't know what I was doing. I've just, when I look back, it does make me laugh because I kind of like met you. It's all a bit of a whirlwind, really crazy in love, met the kids on like weekends and done fun things with them and was like, yeah, this is great. Move in. Not having a clue about parenting, got no younger siblings, got no idea what the hell I'm doing, really. Quite young, just been living like, like a single fun life on my own, really. So coming to that, I didn't know what I was doing. I needed guidance. I was looking for help.
Yeah.
I was looking for, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, please. Like, what did their mum do in this situation? What would you do?
Yeah.
That's why I missed like. That's why it was quite like even like it was so devastating when my mum died. A couple of years after Rebecca had passed away, because my mum almost was like she had the manual.
Yeah.
She was the manual, like to. I know what they were used to, and I know I can see how you fit in with that maternal instinct that she's got. She would have helped navigate the whole situation so much more clean and precise
Yeah.
if she was here. But she obviously passed away at that time, and it definitely hurt Kate at the beginning, not in terms of any connection with my mum, but just hurt her in terms of being able to adapt to the house as seamlessly as possible.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really know a lot of stuff. I know it's a weird thing to say, like even the house, didn't know where anything was or how things run. The house had a way that it ran and how things were done. And I didn't always have people that were on my side to try and help me
you.
figure it out. You would help me as much as you can, but to a certain level, I needed a woman's help. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
My parenting especially has changed a lot, I think, because when I met Lorenz Tate and Tia, I hadn't gone through I didn't quite understand, and this sounds really silly, watching them grow from a baby through the years and what they learn daily to how their brain changes and what they can pick up. I would probably be a bit like you 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Why are they crying? I didn't understand. Oh, she's sick. She hasn't quite got the capacity to understand this.
Yeah.
Whereas now that I've had babies and I've watched them grow and learn and see them develop each day, I feel like I understand a child's brain a little bit more. Does that make sense? Well, I didn't before.
Yeah, Tia wanted to be in my bed because she'd been in my bed loads. Because so when her mum passed away, she stayed in my bed most nights, and then I pick her up when she's gone to sleep, put in her own bed. But like, because Kate hasn't been there and seen why she's there, she was a bit like at the beginning, like she's like almost 5, 6 years old, whatever.
Yeah, it actually makes me cry thinking about it because I feel like, I don't know, because right now, I feel really emotional about this. I talk to Rhea about this all the time. Is Cree's 4, so that's the age that Tia was when her mum died. And I'm about to be 34, and that's how old Rebecca was when she died. And I just feel like I don't know how Tia done it, or like how he's coped, and how if I was to leave Cree now, like of course he's going to stay in your bed. But I didn't understand all of that back then. Not that I kicked her out of the bed, but obviously I came and things changed.
Yeah, you were just there. Like,
I didn't go, Tia, get out of the bed. But I just think about a lot what she went through as a mum to leave her children because I'm at that age. And it's like, I must have had Cree at the same age that Rebecca had Tia. So I feel like I go through certain emotions at the times that she did. And that makes me really emotional thinking about what you all went through and how you cope with it all. And I don't know, it's just not lost on me what she's gone through and what the family have gone through. And I feel like I'm now
empathetic.
And I wasn't a biological parent then. So now I just can't even begin to imagine how much just how hard that was for everyone.
Yeah.
God, bloody hell. Yeah, it's a lot though, isn't it? And that's what kills me a lot is that when I see negative things or when people say negative things, I don't think they
fully understand.
They understand how I feel. Not this about me, it's about the children, but how my world is revolved around making sure that Lorenzo and Tia are okay.
Yeah.
Their mum isn't here when Tia starts, a time of the month or started her period or has all those things that only really a mum or a woman can do with you. How I'm only doing that what her mum would do. And that isn't a bad thing.
And what a mum
would do. And all I want is like if I die tomorrow, I please get someone that is going to look after my babies. No, I'm being serious. Please get someone that's going to look after my babies because I will guide you through everything. I don't want you on your own just because I'm worried. And if any family member says anything, fuck them off because I want my babies to be looked after. And I think sometimes that's what people don't get.
Yeah.
It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the babies, isn't it?
Well, that's the frustrating thing, I think, with families.
Cilla's crying again. Cilla doesn't cry often, We've got her here.
Kate's not behaving today. Swear
but it is mad. I think people that are involved externally from the actual four walls of the house sometimes don't realise the impact of their actions that have on not only the adults involved, but more importantly, the kids.
And this is why I've said to you before, Kate, I'm just so happy for the kids that they have you because I think obviously what is built originally is special. But when something breaks or there's pain of separation for whatever reason, restoration is what you want. And I feel like as much as you wouldn't feel the kind of like shape of a void that the children have, you do feel a part of it that they wouldn't have had without you.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy that they don't have to like bear the fullness of their grief, that you could be like some type of balm for them.
Oh, that's so nice. Thanks. Yeah, like their grief will never, there will always forever be a void, because to not have a mum in your life, to have lost a
That's
mum
crazy.
is like one of the most traumatic experiences you can go through,
Yeah.
especially as a child, like traumatic. So they'll always have a huge void in their life. But it's just nice to be able to, like you say, feel some things that a mother would do to just...
It's like, especially like for Tia, like them girly moments you're talking about. If you wasn't here, it's like that would really then reinforce the feeling of like, well, where is my mum? Why haven't I got a mum? Like more. I'm sure she does it anyway in her own time.
I think she does, yeah.
But there's moments that I think would really heighten that, where you come in and just you help manage those emotions around those really big times.
Yeah.
Do you think that would make it worse for you as a dad?
Yeah, because I think any parent that hasn't got the answers or is confused and just like could sit there and go, hold on, I don't know, I've got to go and fight. Like, I think that parents, it's like, we have the answers. Cree's ill now and he's asked, my belly's hurting, I rub his belly, it feel better yet, because we got the answer.
Back to the dilemma.
Right, okay. We have gone off subject a bit here, haven't we?
Yeah. Do you know what my worry would be though as well? Like, it's really nice that the sister is asking these questions and wanting to be a support. But also, like, if we say that she should be a part of the brother's village and like help him have some respite and stuff, if she becomes like not attached, but attached, and then he does meet someone, it's like, is she meant to stand off?
Yeah. You're playing your role. Play your role for the time, but it's not about your feelings. Oh, she's got to stand off with, like, that's a vacancy right now. That's the way I look at it. Fill that role.
Yeah.
Until the right person comes in to take over, and then you can step back and you can dare smile and be proud of the role that you've played in helping your brother get to the point where he's got a new person in his life that's now helping with the kids as well.
And that she'll always be a massive part, and you'll never...
Appreciated massively.
Yeah, the people that were... Yeah, that's true. But the people that helped you in your time, you never forget that.
No.
And they'd always be a huge part of the kids' lives.
There's a bond that's built in that moment that I don't think can ever be taken. I think anything could happen, but there'll always still be that bond, because it was such a difficult, such a massive, monumental moment in your life.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you don't forget. I don't know, I'd like to forget the negative situations, negative people, but I can't help but harbour a lot of that, because it was a bad time, and you think to yourself, I don't understand, I wouldn't act like that.
Well, even to this day.
Yeah. I can't forget stuff like that. I can't.
But can you forgive? Because it all worked out.
I can forgive the people that have realised the errors in their ways and have been open and honest, but the people that aren't, no.
Is there space for them to apologise though?
What do you mean?
Like, you sitting here saying this, like, I think everyone knows when it's them that's being spoken about. If they were to hear this and then give you a call and say, listen, I just want to address what we've been through. And
yeah, because I'm a fair person. I think I'm a fair person. I think if somebody comes and apologises and said, you know what, and actually it's a genuine, because you can see through bullshit. I think if someone came and was genuine and was like, listen, I was...
Your husband's not easy.
No, but I think if I sense that you're just like saying it just to... I'll treat it like that. But if it is genuine and, you know what, I'm going to hold my hands up, it could have been dealt with a different way. Because I've done that. I've said to people, like, listen, I'm not innocent in the whole situation. There's moments that I've made the wrong decision in this, or made a decision that was against the grain. And then with reflection, I can go, you know, I might have got that wrong, and I'm sorry. And genuinely. But I don't think that if there's people in my life that aren't, then I I just can't sit there and just go on like everything's fine.
No, you don't have to go on like everything's fine, but to release yourself from holding these feelings against these people, can you not?
No, I can't. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
No, you can't. I'm more
She's a softie like that.
I'm
not so
hard
she's
on
good.
the-
She's a good, genuine person. Then maybe.
I'm hard on the exterior sometimes, but
Yeah.
I'm soft inside. Whereas you're a bit more like, once Ria's made that, got that in his head, there is no deviating from that.
Are you okay with that?
Unless there's
unless there's a conversation and a genuine, like, you know what?
And you're cool with that?
Well, I don't really. It is what it is, isn't it? Like, I'll try and guide, but listen, you're your own person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are you saying? You're not...
I just don't like the idea that someone offended you and they move on and you're still holding on to offense. I don't like, so you know, like when I'm talking about forgiving someone or letting go of offense, it's not necessarily for their relief, it's for yours. And I just don't feel like people should be able to deposit negativity and you willingly carry it. I want you to willingly let it go.
I'd love to, but
I
it's
like
hard.
that. Yeah, it's true.
It's hard. And I'm not
It
talking
is
about
hard.
just like to do with our situation with the kids and stuff like that and my situation. This is like other things, like there's things that have happened with friends and even acquaintances, and you just like I struggle to get past a lot of it. I don't know why.
Because your heart is hardened in those places, and that's not the heart that you were given. And I just feel like no one should have that kind of power over you. And it also makes me wonder if you were to like relinquish these deposits or, you know, heavy feelings, what would come out of you, or what more is there to you if your heart was soft all the way around? I just feel like I honestly, like, as time has gone by, like, I do see you as this really friendly, open, honest man. But I also look at you and think you're not easy. I mean, even that first time that we met, yeah. I remember the first time that we met and we were filming. So Lisa said something, yeah. And it was like idealistic, yeah. And you're like, sorry, that's bullshit. And I was just like, this man's not easy. I was just thinking, give her a minute. Yeah, like you were straight, like that don't make no sense kind of thing. But I automatically could see it was coming from a place of hurt. Like she was talking idealistically. And so we were kind of thinking of what if, and we were like trying to be positive, but it's like you tapped into something that really happened. And the idea of like maybe writing a letter to that person or like expressing your feelings to them, it automatically made you feel like you were talking to someone. And it's like, hell no. Like, you don't deserve that, or it's not going to work with that person.
But also, I think it's the circumstances of like the environment that I've lived in for a long time. Like, in a change room, it's very like macho, and it's very much like everything's direct. There isn't really no bullshit that goes on. It's like, and if there is, it gets called out straight away. And that's just like, so I've lived that for like 25 whatever years. So, but then in my personal life for a long time, I did allow. This is why partners are important, because in the change room, I was very direct. Outside, if something was bothering me, I just moved away from it.
Yeah.
And my mum was very much a person who would like kind of protect me from people getting too close for a long time. And if things weren't being done right, whatever, my mum was kind of that buffer or barrier, and I just wouldn't deal with it because I was so focused being a footballer, and I didn't want nothing to get in the way. So I didn't really go head on with any confrontational or awkward conversations. And I met Kate, and she's very much somebody who doesn't care about having uncomfortable conversations. She'll have them because the other side of that is comfort. So you become a little bit, you morph into your partners. She's got stuff she take from me, I take from her. And that's one of the things I would have definitely learned and taken from Kate, is that being much more comfortable having those direct conversations that are just like so much better once you've had them.
This has been therapy for Mr. Rio Ferdinand today.
No, this is like therapy.
As long
I need
as
to
you're
come back more, you know.
okay. As long as you're okay, that's all I want to know.
Yeah.
Cilla's got
try,
into you. We're going to soften that heart. Yeah? You okay?
Do you think I'm a hard-hearted person?
Oh, God. No.
I don't think you're hard-hearted. I think offense hardens the heart. And if you are holding offense, you've got hard parts to your heart.
Yeah.
You do have hard parts.
100%.
But you're not hard at all. I feel like you've softened a lot since I met you. So back to the dilemma, because you made a point earlier around Tia and her needing that kind of female support. The sister has said her brother's got 2 daughters. So her role is actually really important now, isn't it? In nurturing those girls. They need that kind of woman's love and support, especially if their mum isn't around.
Yeah.
So she needs to
I
lean
agree.
into that role, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. And I think, like Rio said, just her having a healthy reminder that it's in the interim and there will be a time, hopefully, and the sister wants him to date anyway. She's not opposed to it. But there will be a time where there'll be someone, you know, hopefully that is good enough to be that permanent support for her nieces. So I think, yeah, it's just like kind of being in partnership with her brother as opposed to feeling like he needs to get help elsewhere. They can just be a family unit for now. And then she can just be a support for him to like kind of get some time for himself and learn how to get time for himself and get to a place where perhaps he can find love again.
Perfect. I feel like we've answered that well.
Well
Do
summed
you?
up. Well summed up.
Well
Summing
done,
up.
Cilla.
We're going to call that bit of summing up.
Yeah, the Cilla has summed that up really well. Thank you for joining us, Rio.
Fine.
Thanks,
It's been
guys.
lovely. We love having you here.
Can I be a regular guest?
Oh, hang on.
Not every week, like every
How
now and
often
again.
would you like to
Once
come?
every couple of
Guys,
weeks. I like it.
You have to put it in the comments. I'm not going to keep telling you to comment and you lot not comment.
Actually,
okay?
yeah.
Can you give me a copy of your CV and we'll just have a read over
Yeah.
and we'll see if you're up to the
And I'll
job.
give you my rate as well.
Oh,
Also,
okay,
we've
maybe
all,
not. I think it's going to be too expensive
We've
for
all
us.
cried now, so are you willing to cry?
I was almost there today, you know.
Was you?
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't dig
I
deep
I
enough.
saw.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I just...
I'm very good at my job.
Okay, you can come back next time if we get a few
All right.
tears.
Thanks.
Yeah, I hope we answered your question well there. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe and also send in all of your comments and questions to the Blended Instagram and we will hash them out here.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. We'll be back at the same time next week. Lots of love. Mwah.